Hey Harlan family, Pastor Ethan here with another Walk the Path video from Sunday's message. This week we were talking about 1 Corinthians chapter 1, and we had a lot of things to go over. Paul's introductions, we broke those down, and divisions in Corinth, and the cross and how it's foolishness to those who are perishing. There's a lot of things we could talk about on how do we walk the path. Obviously we shouldn't have divisions in the church, and if there's people we have issues with in the church, well then we need to reconcile some of those issues, talk to people, and do things like that. But the thing I was thinking about is the whole kind of crux of this whole chapter 1, which is the power of the cross, the gospel message about the cross and Jesus' resurrection, and it's foolishness to those who are perishing, right? But I'm just thinking about Romans chapter 1. It says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, first to the Jew and also to the Greek. For in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, just as it is written, the righteous will live by faith." Ask yourself the question this week, are you ashamed of the gospel? Are you ashamed of the message of the cross of Christ and his resurrection and this life-giving message that he has? And if you are ashamed, we have to remind ourselves of some of the things Jesus said. Whoever denies me before men, I will deny before my Father. And thinking about how do we become unashamed of the gospel so that we can preach the gospel to those around us. It doesn't necessarily look like standing on a street corner and shouting out the gospel, but when there's a moment in a conversation with a friend who doesn't know Christ, to be able to say, you know, I believe this message, and here's why I believe it. And sharing the gospel, the account of Christ and him lifted up, and how Christ has transformed your life. If we are ashamed of the gospel, we can't be. Otherwise, we're never going to speak it, and people's lives aren't going to be changed. We can't be ashamed of the gospel. And if you are, it's something to pray into this week. But Lord, take away my fear, take away my hesitation, and the shame I have for the gospel. With that, we love you guys. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you this upcoming Sunday when we talk about 1 Corinthians chapter 2.